Hi everyone. Today we will talk about Messier Catalog Object 13. Messier 13 or M13, also designated NGC 6205 and sometimes called the Great Globular Cluster in Hercules, the Hercules Globular Cluster, or the Great Hercules Cluster, is a globular cluster of several 100,000 stars in the constellation of Hercules. Messier 13 was discovered by Edmund Halley in 1714, and catalogued by Charles Messier on June 1, 1764, into his list of objects not to mistake for comets. Messier's list, including Messier 13, eventually became known as the Messier Catalogue. It is often described by astronomers as the most magnificent globular cluster visible to northern observers. About 1/3 of the way from Vega to Arcturus, 4 bright stars in Hercules form the keystone asterism, the broad torso of the hero. M13 can be seen in this asterism 2/3 of the way north, by west, from Zeta to Eta Herculis. With an apparent magnitude of 5.8, Messier may 13 be visible to the naked eye with averted vision on dark nights. Messier 13 is prominent in traditional binoculars as a bright, round patch of light. Its diameter is about 23 arcminutes and it is readily viewable in small telescopes. At least 4 inches of telescope aperture resolve stars in Messier 13's outer extent as small pinpoints of light. However, only larger telescopes resolve stars further into the center of the cluster. The cluster is visible throughout the year from latitudes greater than 36 degrees north, with the longest visibility during northern hemisphere spring and summer. About 145 light-years in diameter, M13 is composed of several 100,000 stars, with estimates varying from around 300,000 to over 500,000. The brightest star in the cluster is a red giant, the variable star V11, also known as V1554 Hercules, with an apparent visual magnitude of 11.95. M13 is 22,200 to 25,000 light-years away from Earth, and the globular cluster is one of over 100 that orbit the center of the Milky Way. The stars in this cluster are firmly in the population 2 category, markedly lower in metals than population 1 stars like the Sun and most other stars in the Sun's close proximity. The entire star clusters group as a whole has only about 4.6% as much iron as the Sun does. Single stars in this globular cluster were first resolved in 1779. Compared to the stars in the neighborhood of the Sun, the stars of the M13 population are more than 100 times more densely packed. They are so close together that they sometimes collide and produce new stars. The newly formed, young stars, known as blue stragglers, are particularly interesting to astronomers. The last 3 variables, V63, V64, and V65, were discovered from Spain in April 2021, March 2022, and January 2024 respectively. That's it for Messier 13. The next time you look up toward the sky, try finding Hercules constellation. And when you find it, remember to say, "That's Phil's boy. And he carries 500,000 stars on his shoulder."